Well, anytime, you're looking to make change, it's a tough decision. Um, I feel that, our first season in the league, we were an expansion team. So basically, the coaches had a pass that year. In year two, I looked for improvement, which I saw. And, that's why we offered the third year contract. But starting off 0-6 with the talent that we've assembled, I don't think is acceptable. For me, it's not acceptable to our fans. We're very fortunate in St. Louis to have some of the best fans in the league. They come out and support us time after time. 12 wins in 2.5 seasons. I'm not so sure I'd want to come out.
Like any coach, player, we're competitive. It's a challenge, and I think any coach likes a challenge, and I'm certainly looking forward to that challenge. From evaluation of a couple of games that I've seen this year, if I didn't think that it was possible to help these players, then I wouldn't be here.
I've met Tony when I first moved to the St. Louis area, and he and I just hit it off. I mean, we've continued to communicate over the last 3 years. We worked on some other projects together. My son plays at Glavin's youth club. So we've really spent a lot of time together. He's helped out the ambush in many ways. So that relationship was there, and he was the first person that I wanted to speak to about this position.
Like everything, there's always going to be transition. I always remember way back in the early 80s when I came to St. Louis to play indoor, and people talked about transition from outdoor to indoor, and I kind of blew it off in the way of, well, it was still soccer and in that respect, and so from that perspective, it is still the same game. However, we're talking tactically just a little bit different. So yes, there is a transition.
Tony has a history of developing players. With the St. Louis Lions, he's had some great players come out of that program. So he's got experience with kids all the way up to the professional level, and then he's also played at the highest level of indoor soccer as well, and was a great player.
From my standpoint, having someone like Freddie helping me on the inside, and I know a few other players who are experienced, I'll be able to help and give some insight also to maybe what's going on to kind of fast track things a little bit. So yeah, there will be a transition, but hopefully it won't be too long to figure that out. Being once I'm around the players and around training sessions, it will help. And then obviously getting into first game come Saturday.
The expectations are to start winning, and I didn't say you have to win every game, but we've got to improve our club. We got to put ourselves in a position where we're competing for postseason, and once we get into the postseason, we're trying to advance and get that championship. So we've got the talent, and I think now, with the change, I think that's going to spark a few guys, and maybe a little different philosophy. I think it's going to be an exciting time for the ambush.
I think any coach wants to go out and win every game. Now, is that realistic? I don't know at this time. It may be an unrealistic goal to say, yeah, we're going to go for winning every game. I think in any team in any league. But if you're a coach and you're a competitor, you have to think that way. So definitely that's my approach. But I have to be a little bit more realistic with regards to opposition, home games versus away games. Once I get with the squad, then I'll have a better idea, and once I get to see some of the game film on opposition, I'll be able to have a better assessment as to what the expectations are. But definitely for me coming, I've got high expectations for the players, and I'm going to put maybe not demands in the way of you have to get this, but certainly put goals there in front of them, or something that they have to at least try to achieve. Because if we don't have goals, then maybe we don't get very far.
The time is now. I still believe we have enough time to turn this ship around this season. I know we've got the talent. I know our guys want to win, and it's going to be an exciting second half of the season.